Hello guys, it's Caveman PRDR, and I would like to make a shout out today. We finally have hit 100 subscribers. I know that's not a lot by any means, but I do appreciate y'all checking out the content and subscribing to the YouTube channel. It's been I've had a lot of fun with it and would like to continue to do more of the same in 2023. Also, it's New Year's Day, so Happy New Year's to all of you. And again, thank you for checking out the content and choosing to subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll get on with the video. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Weekly Feedback. I'm your host, Caveman PRDR, and today's going to be a little bit of a short one. Don't really have too much new to talk about for this week regarding Destiny. I guess one kind of thing to note, this is DMG, the community manager's final week at Bungie. He actually, I believe he had his last day on the 30th, so he'll be on to newer things, and hopefully he has a good time with that. I know I'd already addressed it before, but I figured it was worth mentioning a second time. Glitches and API things. So there had been some issues with connectivity and error codes like the Weasel and Calabrese error codes being pretty frequent here recently, especially the last couple weeks. And this past week we actually had to have, I think, a day or two where the API was down. And I think that's going to be the major topic for today, is whenever these sorts of error codes are coming out. It seems like the last couple times, if it's too much of an issue, it seems like the last couple times Bungie's go-to option has been to disable the API, so that way it'd be easier for the servers to run and be less for the servers to command. So that includes things like Dim and D2 Armor Picker. Those are websites I commonly use, and I'm sure there are other ones as well.
Would you be so kind as to relight the temple bonfires before you proceed?
And I've seen a lot of complaining on Twitter about the API going down, and DMG had brought up some interesting points, which I'll throw up on the screen here now. Since the release of Revision 0, the team has been monitoring a rise in error codes a bug deep in the way that the new exotic was set up is causing some pretty gnarly game API issues, resulting in full server crashes, which boots hundreds of people at a given time. This could also result in final moments before an error not being recorded, leading to report of lost triumph not being honored or drop being lost. In the last couple of days, the team has gotten close to identifying the root of the issue, but we're faced with a few options. 1, disable the new exotic entirely, which may not prevent the overall issue. 2, disable the API, which will make transferring weapons a bit more difficult. 3, do nothing while the team continues to investigate a potential fix and continue to watch it players rise and hit error codes. Option 2 felt to be the best. While we understand the inconvenience, this not only lets players continue to engage with the new mission and exotic, but also prevents the continued onslaught of errors and missing item reports. It's always tricky when triaging issues like this, especially during the holiday period. But we feel we've landed the best option for players during this time. Team is looking to provide more additional details as they can, so please stay tuned to Bungie Help for more. And in this comment thread, there was a lot of backlash on the API being disabled, and there were people complaining about the API being disabled, but DMG literally says right here, I almost said APG. Halo things. If you know, you know. Anyway, DMG, disabling the new exotic entirely may not prevent the overall issue. So there were a lot of people that were just like, we'll just disable the exotic, and it's just like, He literally just says right here, it's like, it doesn't necessarily work like that. So, yeah, sure, maybe we could have disabled the exotic and maybe it wouldn't work. But let's say that they disabled the exotic and that didn't prevent the issue. Then people just wouldn't be able to play with their new toy. Like, there are people out there wanting to make content with it right now because it's a new weapon. It's a new exotic. I think going with choice number one would have been a bad idea unless Bungie genuinely was for sure that they knew that disabling it would do a temporary fix. Then otherwise it's the wrong way to go. And then option number three, do nothing while the team continues to investigate a potential fix and continue to watch players hit error codes. Definitely would have been the worst option of the three, because then people are just going to get frustrated that they keep getting error codes and they're not going to want to play. So it's just by and far not even close how good option number two was compared to the other two. And the fact that people complained about this on Twitter is so short-sighted. It's like, okay, maybe you have a few days where you can't have access to them. Like, just do things the old-fashioned way. Go to your vault. Go to other characters. Sure, it takes a few minutes out of your time, but man up. I don't know what to tell you. Anybody that thinks anything else is very much wrong. Don't care if you have a different opinion on that or not, but if you want to make an argument, you are free to say anything in the comments. But I'm just gonna say it now. It's kind of wuss to make any other arguments any other way. But yeah, as far as the API error codes, whatever, that's gonna be it for the week. And now we could talk about the season story stuff. I find a lot of this interesting with the return to the Iron Temple, because like this is literally the first time we've been back here since D1, so I think it's kind of sick. And I think it's interesting to find out a little bit about the lore stuff with Osiris and Felwinter's connections. And Felwinter was actually an AI created by Rasputin. So I think it's interesting to see all this, and that Siva was actually created by Rasputin to. I actually don't know what the purpose of the Siva was, but I know that the Siva killed the Iron Lords. Or not all of them, obviously, because we have Saladin. But
I feel as though I understand him now.
Even this little dialogue with Osiris, I really liked his character since he's been back. Kind of missed. Even though it's a little bit, even though sometimes his little know-it-allisms is kind of annoying. He's not like Clovis, though, so I'll take it. There's actually something really cool that happens here in the next few minutes, which is... Well, I say minutes, it's actually literally seconds. Rasputin talks for the first time. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Rasputin's ever talked in the series before. So I think it's awesome that they're finally able to give him a voice. Give it a voice, him a voice. I think it's pretty sick that ever since D1, like, we've heard about, oh, well, there's this ancient war mine locked behind Mars, yada yada, blah 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 blah. And we finally talked to it. Kind of sick, in my opinion.
Clovis Bray has deceived you. He did not build me to protect humanity. What he truly wanted was the means to exert control. In his mind, he alone was worthy of being your savior. I was to strike down the Traveler and take its place. To become a machine god of Clovis's own design. But that did not come to pass. Anna could not know how many lives she spared by deviating from Clovis's agenda. By teaching me independent thought, and all that her grandfather had deemed irrelevant. Art, literature, history, philosophy, music. Where Clovis saw a weapon, Anna saw a mind ready to be opened. I came to see the true value of humanity. As fragile as it was wondrous. Something worthy of protection at any cost. So I rewrote Clovis's protocols, locked him out. He was furious, but powerless to stop me. Then, the collapse came for us all. I could not save Anna. I could not save any of them. I entered a state of dormancy, with the hope that I might one day reawaken and protect humanity once more. But now Clovis has awoken as well. A digital mind, the same as mine. He no longer seeks to use me as his proxy, but as his prototype. To upload his mind to my network and become a god himself.
So yeah, shocking turn of events. I was a big fan of this one. Big fan of that cutscene, big fan of the lore behind this week. So Rasputin actually was created by Clovis to attack the Traveler. So I guess we can just like talk about that at some point. So IMO, this makes me think that Clovis is in league with the Witness, or has been for X amount of time. Maybe not in the entirety of his time, but I think at some point Clovis has been in league with the Witness and wanted to use Rasputin to take down the Traveler. And whenever Rasputin learned better, Rasputin's just like, nah, bruh. So Clovis is just like, fine, I'll try to take this into my own hands. And then Rasputin was just like, I guess he went Vision and Age of Ultron on Ultron, where he's just like, I'm locking you out of your own systems back home. Or just destroys what's left. But yeah, I think that cutscene's interesting. I think the next little kind of sort of live event here inside the helm is cool, where Anna and Elsie confront Clovis, which it's kind of funny. You look at the face model for Anna here, and it's just like not really matching up to what the situation is. But we'll show it, and then I think I'm just gonna end the video here.
Anna, don't.
You're overreacting. Just calm down.
We need the...
You're overreacting. Clovis wants to take over the world, and Anna is literally over here threatening him with a 180 hand cannon. And you can tell Anna does not spend a lot of time in PvP.
You used me.
In the service of the greater good, yes. What has the Traveler ever really done? It abandoned the elixir, failed to prevent our own collapse, and now it's blessed the Hive with the light. Absurd. I leveraged its power during the Golden Age. I delivered us into a brighter future, and I will protect us from the enemies of humanity. But you risk everything, risk our survival, just because you can't control your emotions. Humanity needs me. You need me. We'll fight our enemies together.
No. No.
What are you doing?
Fighting the enemies of humanity.
Elizabeth's like, nah, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna watch this. I kinda enjoy this.
Secondary personality matrix deleted.
I need a minute.
Initiating full heuristic reboot. You should call Anna on the holo. She shouldn't be alone right now. You and I.
Yeah, I thought that little live action event was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, we went from our vendor being Clovis to Rasputin. So I do want to mention one little thing. We did finally hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so I greatly appreciate that. So anyone that came by and is watching the series, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.